Hey, this is Alex and welcome to another Battlefield essay. If you like what I do here and or disagree with my argument, let me know in the comment section, as all feedback is welcome. In the past week, I've been really trying to understand the Battlefield community better by playing other games than Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1. This has led me to try out games that have received critical acclaim, such as Battlefield 3, to games that have been panned by the majority, like Battlefield Hardline. Now, in today's video, I will share why I absolutely dislike Battlefield Hardline's multiplayer mode. Battlefield Hardline is definitely a change from the norm when it comes to a Battlefield game. The cops and robbers setting is not the typical military shooter of past games in the franchise. I have one good thing to say about Battlefield Hardline before I get into the negatives. Good for you on taking a big risk. You know what sucks? It did not work for me on any level. What is interesting to me is that Hardline seems to be a game that reminds me of other great games, but does it way worse. When I spawn into the game as a robber, first off, I am met with one of the worst player models I have ever seen. What's going on? Did I break my back? And not only that, but look at how cool Rainbow Six Siege does its player models. Maybe you say, hey, you can't compare the two. Obviously, Rainbow Six Siege delivers an actual special ops character to use in the game. They may be different games, but why does Hardline make me feel like I'm playing a super cheap version of Siege? What gets me the most is that Hardline came out in 2015. What else came out in 2015? That's right, Rainbow Six Siege. What game still gets frequent updates? Rainbow Six Siege. In my mind, I can't get away from how they really dropped the ball in picking this setting. Dropped the ball for a lot of Battlefield fans, but also dropped the ball for the mainstream market. But at least they didn't have any other fun shooters come out that year. Oh. Now, if that isn't enough to change your mind about Hardline, and if you still stick to the fact that the gameplay was really meant to be very different from Rainbow Six Siege, well, can I at least convince you that it just wasn't a bad release in 2015, but that it was not a good Battlefield game? If you're playing Hardline, it isn't hard to tell that Battlefield 4, which was released 2 years prior, felt so much better to play. Hardline's Conquest mode, while remaining the same as typical Battlefield, felt out of balance and played like skill didn't matter. This game marks the beginning of EA's turn into casual gaming with the Battlefield franchise. Let me make something very clear. I am a casual gamer. I have a lot of fun with many different shooters because I am in it for fun and not for competition. One of the reasons I do not play incursions on Battlefield 1 is because that's not the reason I game. I know my strengths, and being a professional player is not one of them. When I see a destroyer fly out of the ocean and float off into the horizon, I laugh, record a clip, then go about my game. I don't sit around and complain about how the game is broken, and I don't sit and swear at DICE for not having the game together. And by the way, that's a reference to Turning Tide's DLC. I love Battlefield 1, and I still hold it up as being one of the greatest shooters I've ever played. Trying to go back and play Hardline in the exact same game modes just doesn't work for me. Weirdly though, going back and playing Battlefield 4 in the exact same game modes does. To finish this video off, I would like to say that I love DICE as a game studio. Their work is awesome, but you can't appreciate the good Battlefield games without experiencing the bad. Thanks for watching this week's essay. If you like what you heard, consider subscribing. Also, a friend and I have just started a movie podcast called Cinemacast. We haven't figured out how to get the podcast up yet, so I've just been starting to put clips on YouTube. So if you love movies and movie news and are interested in the channel, the name is Cinemacast. You'll know it's the right one because there are only like 2 subscribers. Alright, well thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.